Vince, nigga, that's a goldfish, nigga. You just can't zoom in on a goldfish and then say big fish. That don't work that way, nigga. You should just got a whale shark. You would have been good. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews Hip Hop Data. We got an album review today. We're talking about the brand new album that just fucking dropped from a young nigga out of the LBC who been doing big things for a long time, and now he's finally back with his official follow-up to his debut album, and he on that fish shit right now. And I ain't talking about catfish or salmon or perch or none of that shit, none of the good shit. No, you talking about goldfish that you get in the fucking store and they're gonna die in a week, and you gotta flush it down the toilet, and then you go back and get you another one because they ain't nothing but $2, I think. I don't know. I ain't bought a fish in a long time. This nigga's back. He dropped his new shit. We gonna talk about it while we gonna get a goldfish or two. Why not? Why the fuck not? Talking about the new album from Vince Staples entitled Big Fish Theory. Now, for those who don't know, Vince Staples, like I said, is a young rapper out of Long Beach, California. He's been in the game for a long time. He came up around the time where Odd Future was going on. He was really affiliated with them, but he broke off to his own and kind of made his own buzz. And he's been doing his thing for the past few years. He broke out with his mixtape Hell Can Wait, and then he gave us Summertime '06, which was his official double debut album, which I really enjoyed. I felt like it was missing something, but I still really enjoyed it. But I was hoping that on the next album that he would give me what I was missing. Then he dropped a little EP called Prima Donna. I checked it out. It didn't do too much for me, but I knew Vince had something cooking and ready to go with his next album. And that's what we got right here, Big Fish. So now let's see if Big Fish Theory is an album as big as the fishes we gonna get. Like, we talking about a nice fat catch that you can just make up and get all kinds of food out of, fish sticks and fillets and all that good shit. Or if it's an album that we need to just go ahead and just flush down the toilet and watch it swirl and just never be seen again because the shit's fucking whack. Let's talk about the shit. Now, when I first popped in this album and I tuned into the production, I quickly realized that Vince has went over there, like all the way over there. Like, he ain't doing the same shit at all that he did on the production side. The production on this album is so fucking weird and eclectic and out there. And you know what it was? He did that song with the Gorillas, and then the shit just went off from there. That's what happens. You do a song with the Gorillas, and then Vince doing this shit. That's what fucking happened. Thank you, Damon Albarn and the Gorillas, for fucking this shit up. But it's all good. So basically, the sound on here isn't really like that West Coast vibe or that gangster rap vibe that Vince really gives off with his lyrics. But it's more of I don't even know what it's like, a techno, like popish, like electronic, like funkish, like just hodgepodge of sounds just thrown together, and then Vince is rapping about a whole bunch of shit that like really doesn't seem like it would mix together, but it does kinda in a way, but at the same time it's just fucking weird and just weird. It's fucking weird. That's all I gotta fucking say. And the production really isn't even that bad, y'all. It's just weird. And to hear this on a Vince Staples album, and pretty much in the entire album, it's just off the wall and unexpected, especially after hearing Summertime '06. This is like a complete 180 from what we thought he would have did with the next album, which is like cool because I guess Vince is really trying to separate himself and not box himself in, which I can appreciate as an artist. You don't want to do that. You want to try new things. But this is like, you just like fucking, you're supposed to take baby steps, Vince. This nigga went from here and he fucking leapfrogged to like a whole nother fucking stratosphere instantly, and we just wasn't ready for that shit. It just was so weird and so unexpected, and the sounds on here just are something that you just gotta hear it to know what I'm talking about. But it's just, when you listen to this album, you're gonna be like, the fuck is this, Vince? And then as you listen to it more, you're like, okay, I think I get what the fuck this is, but it's fucking weird, Vince. And the album is only like 35 minutes long, 12 tracks. 2 of them aren't even songs, so there's only 10 songs on here, and all them shits are just not at all like close to just like a traditional West Coast sounding hip hop song at all, and that's what it is, and I think that's what Vince wanted to do. And the producers he got right here fit that bill for the crazy sounds that he got, and some of the producers here I've never heard of before, but I'm gonna rattle them off. He's got Sekoff, Christian Rich I've heard of, GTA, Jimmy Edgar, Ray Brady, Sophie, Flume, and that's it. And that's all he got. And they brought this shit. So I'm guessing they do some electric shit or electronic type shit, mixed with just like a little bit of hip hop flavor in there. And you hear some kind of West Coast vibes here and there too, but it's really more of an electric sounding hip-hop album in the way that it's just presented, and it's just weird, but it is what it is. And when it comes to Vince Staples, he's talking about pretty much what's going on with his life right now. Like, he's pretty much had another level of success. He feels like a big fish in a small pond at times, but he also talks about the things that he really doesn't enjoy about that. Dealing with fame, dealing with shady people in his life, people who try to take advantage of him, and also just how he feels about, you know, being famous and being successful, and how he feels like it really isn't as important or as cool as he thinks it is, or it makes it seem. And again, just like the last album, he really doesn't list who he has featured on this album. So you really don't know who's featured on here, except for Kendrick Lamar. You know he's on there. He's on the song Yeah Right, which really isn't a great song to me. I mean, it's like, it's weird, yo. I mean, they flowing on there, they rapping their ass off and shit, and the hook is okay, kind of, but the beat is just so like off the wall there that it just really kind of throws me off. And that's kind of the story with all the other songs on here, but there are songs on here that I actually do like and that I grew to really enjoy listening to the album a few times. But still, after you listen to the whole album, I can listen to it front to back. I just feel like after listening to this album, I'm like, okay, Vince, that's what that is. Okay, it ain't what I expected, but shit, okay, big fish. Should I go to the pet store now and give me two? I don't know. I really don't fucking know what to think. That's weird. That's all it is. Now, you know I gotta give you my top 5 tracks, y'all, but this was difficult because I couldn't find 5 songs that I could really solidly say I liked, and there was only 10 songs to pick from. So instead of 5, I can only get 4, y'all. So Granddad's top 4. Sorry, Vince. You should have made more songs, nigga. Shit. So it's Big Fish, and then 745, and then Samo, and then Bag Back. And those 4 songs are the closest songs to sounding sort of like a traditional sounding hip hop song, but they still do have their really, really weird sounds to them. Like the first song, Big Fish, I think was actually the first single on it. I like that. I like the vibe of that. I like the way that the beat is very simplistic, but it's got that little aquatic vibe to it with those sound effects, but it's also got these nice heavy drums on there, and Vince is doing his damn thing on the fucking lyrics, and he's just spitting his ass off, so I like that song. And it really is one of the strongest songs on the album, so I see why they picked it as a single. And you know, he was up late night balling in a song, and he just had to talk about that shit and everything like that. I think that hook is done by somebody else. I don't fucking know. Does it say it here? I don't know. I thought I'm ready. Who owned this motherfucker? Maybe is it Taiwo Hassan or maybe Jordan Houston? Some nigga on there saying that shit. It ain't Vince, but the song is dope, and that's all that fucking matters. The next song, 745, I really like. I love the beat on here. It's hard hitting. The bass line on here is really just heavy and funky. Really sounds like that West Coast vibe to it. And Vince is talking about, like, you know, he in a 745 and he try to pick up somebody at 745. Like, that's a weird time. Like, I'm gonna pick you up at 745. Why just not say 8? Give me something extra 15 minutes, Vince. You never know. Traffic might be crazy. You never fucking know. But the song is dope. I love the vibe of it. Very, very just like a real laid back West Coast vibe. Rider music. Heavy bass, like I said, and it's just a dope song. And I mean, sometimes you gotta do shit at 745 in a 745. I'll never know either of those lives though, because you know, I ain't about that halfway shit. 7:30 or 8 o'clock, none of that middle shit, and I'm broke, so I can't get into a BMW. Not yet, goddammit. The next song is Samo, and this beat here is very like industrial sounding, I have to say. It's very stripped down, bare bones, but it's got these nice heavy drums on there. This real weird like sound, this industrial like flute type sound. It's really weird, but it's just like not that much to the beat, but it works, especially for Vince's flow. And Vince is on here pretty much just talking that West Coast gangster type shit on here, and it works for this beat, and I just love the vibe of it. It's a very unique sounding song, but it's unique in a good way, and probably one that stood out to me just on the whole vibe. I like the hook, I like everything about it, and it's just one of them gritty bangers, but it's like not a traditional gritty banger. It's like an industrialized, like weird ass gritty banger, but it just fucking works, and that's all that fucking matters. So check out that song. I like it. Sounds good. Really good Vince Staples. And the last song is Bag Back, and I like this song because it's got a nice high energy feel to it, really bouncy. It's probably one of the more like just hype songs on here, and I like the hook on here. It's got a nice screwed up hook with Vince Staples' vocal, and he's pretty much telling these motherfuckers to bag back. You know, you don't know me like that. Shit goes crazy, and you know Vince Staples ain't about that shit. He don't know you. He ain't comfortable with you. You gonna have to bag back. You can't be all up in his face talking about bullshit. And it's a dope song. I think this song is gonna end up being a single at some point. It feels and sounds like it. It sounds like something that should be a single. So if it ain't the next single, I think the next single was like the last song on the album was like Rain Come Down, which I don't care too much for. But this song right here should be the next single after that. I just love the vibe of it, and it's really fucking dope. And that's my top 4. I couldn't get 5, sorry Vince, but the album in general, I think it's like a very unique step for Vince Staples. I see it as a way for him to step outside of the box, but this album right here, I just don't care too much for. It doesn't sit with me. It doesn't resonate with me. It's an album that I'm not gonna probably go back to, but it's not an album that I hated. It's just very unique and weird and just like completely unexpected from Vince Staples. And that's the thing. It's gonna probably set a lot of people back. It's got some great songs on here, a handful of them, but it's just too short. And for the fact that it's so short, there's not much to it as far as like replay value or memorability to me. I found Summertime '06 was really good, but it was missing something. I found like on here, I got more of a lyrical Vince Staples that I wanted, but the production on here just didn't fit that mold that I wanted. So it's like he swapped the things out, and then the album just wasn't that long. And that's good. Sometimes it's a good thing, but in this case, it's a bad thing because there's not enough songs for me to really sink my teeth into and really like this album. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Vince Staples' Big Fish Theory is an overall very unique, kind of weird sounding album with some great lyricism from Vince Staples. He's got some hidden features on there like Kendrick Lamar and probably some other motherfuckers. But at the end of the day, it's an album that I don't think is going to be very memorable. It doesn't have that much replay value to me personally. There are a few songs on here that I really didn't like, but most of them are just songs that are just mad to passable. But I do commend Vince for doing something different, not going in the lane that everybody thinks he should go. Him trying to step out of the box and really just do something different and challenge himself as an artist. So I do commend him on that with this album. So all I gotta say is that for me, Vince Staples' Big Fish Theory is not Granddad approved, but I will give it a Granddad recommended. So check it out. It's out right now. Like I said, there's a handful of songs in here that I really like. Some people may like it more than me. Some people may absolutely hate this album. It's really up to your taste and what you just can accept Vince doing right now on the musical and production side. But lyrically and song-wise, he's still bringing those great bars, great lyricism, that great flow he always has. So he's got that there. And there are some good songs on here. But I got nothing more to say. Vince Staples, Big Fish Theory, is Granddad recommended. So go listen to the shit right fucking now if you want to. If not, go to the pet store and get you a fish, or go to Captain D's, get your 2-piece. I got coupons. I still got coupons from the last review. I still do. They probably expired though. Flip it. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of Vince Staples' Big Fish Theory if you've heard it. If you have not heard it, like I said, it's a very unique and weird sounding album, but Vince does give us a few solid songs on here, but I do not think it's his best album, one that you're not going to really remember. I enjoyed Summertime '06 a lot better than this one, and Hell Can Wait. But I mean, Vince is trying something different and new, and I commend him on that. So hopefully on the next album, he can, like, now that we've got this shit, we won't be so surprised if he decides to do something similar or a little bit more advanced than this, because now like learning curve is over and the shock value is over. So now like he can really try something new and we won't probably be so harsh on it. But this album right here is, you know, a listenable album. It has some good moments on here, but for the most part, I'm not gonna check it out that much. Previous videos on the side as well as my latest single. Check that out, show us some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram, links in the description below, and subscribe. Button on the screen, button below, Woolly Reviews twice a week, but I might throw a whole bunch of reviews this week, y'all, because I got a lot of shit to catch up on, as well as the gaming channel. Check that shit out, the CDK studies, and, you know, Indie Spotlight. If you want your info, all that's below, and I got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave, Granddad, Vince Staples, Big Fish Theory. Vince, you tried something new. I commend you, but it didn't work out that well, bro. But the fish, shit, I mean, I get the concept, but that's a goldfish thing. You need to go bigger. If you had a bigger fish, maybe we had a bigger result. That's probably what your problem is. You shouldn't have picked the goldfish, nigga. That was your problem. I'm out of here.